WA6AAJ, WA6AAJ, AA6S. WA6AAJ, WA6AAJ, AA6S.
Good evening, Bill. AA6S, KM6SR. I don't seem to hear Mike in there, over.
Man, you scared me to death. You're so loud. What you put up in the air, man, you're 10, 20, 40, I don't know. On this ICOM thing, it's got 3 red bars and you're up above the second one. Man, you must be running some smoke there. KM6SRR, AA6S. He's out of this one heck of a temperature inversion right now. Go ahead.
Roger. Yeah, no, I got a little bit of smoke, about 110 watts, something like that, but I'm running with this old Yaesu 736R, so it's amazing it's working. I got 2 of Mike's little short end-mounted antennas up there pointed your way, over.
Well, they're flat working. I'm still only running 10 watts.
Yeah, I've got to look at my S meter here. Yeah, you were over S9 when you transmitted, so you're doing good too, over.
Yeah, I got the smoke on now, so hopefully it came up. Yeah, about 15, 17 amps on a whistle. Keyed out, I think it's 24. Pulling some juice here. KM6SRR, loud and clear mine here, AA6S, over.
Yeah, when I started looking at it, you're running 40 over, so you're not doing too shabby yourself there, over.
Well, right now you're pinning my meters. There must be one super inversion with this warm air mass. I mean, you are so strong, it is absolutely scary. You're up against the peg on the thing.
Well, I think you're pretty close to what mine does here. I don't have a light on it, so I got to get a flashlight to see what happens. But anyway, AA6S, KM6SRR.
Yeah, Roger. I've never seen you so strong. I'm going to have to turn my attenuator on here. Knock it down. You're super strong. KM6SRR, and good evening to you there, Rob, AA6S.
Yes, good evening to you too there, Bill. Did you hear Joe or Ralph on it all?
They won't be on yet. It's a little early. Got to go about 15 till is when they get their antenna this direction. Down on 090 normally. Go ahead.
Okay, I think I hear some whistling, so our fearless leader, I think, is tuning up there. K6MYC, you on tonight?
Well, certainly.
Yeah. Wait, certainly. Okay, good to have you. Over.
Yeah, and I could actually rotate. We had a broken wire on the line going to the rotator. There'd been some wind, and apparently it whipped. I have a junction box out there at the base of the tower, and it knocked it loose, and it was swinging upside down, and it was head full of water. Luckily, it didn't have any effect on the performance of anything. It just broke a wire inside one of the strain relief connectors on one end of the housing was loose, and the cable was rotating freely in there. So wonder it didn't break more wires. Anyway, it seems to be working. I'm pointed toward the Bay Area, and it may be off a little bit, but I can calibrate the rest of the way once I hear a few signals. I'm looking for KW6S.
K6USY 1079.
K6USY 1079. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mike, and I have some information to relay to Rob real quick.
Hello. Okay, Aaron, K6USY, KM6SR, listening.
Hey, so I just talked with Bozo 165 on 40 meters, and he mentioned that we had his old call sign on the website, so I wanted to give you his new call sign, and we can get that updated.
Okay, 165. I show that as Steve Clark in DMO4. His old one, I guess, here's WB6 POJ. Over.
Yeah, he's now Kilo 7 POJ, and then I'll have to go look up what his current grid square is. He lives up in Oregon now.
Okay. Does he ever check in?
He was going to try to check in on 2 meters on one of the nights that we do 2 meters. He does have sideband equipment up there, and it looks like he's in CN83 according to QRZ.
Okay, I'll look him up too so I get all his other stuff in town and all that so I can update his entry here. Over.
Alrighty, thank you, sir. And back to Mike, K6USY.
Okay, very good evening to you, Aaron, and I noticed you were up pretty early. I went in about an hour before the net started, and you had already had the screen converted here. If you have it up on the screen, you might tell me what my percentage is.
You're at 83%, so you're doing just fine, pulling 2,000 watts.
Okay.
Yep. Shouldn't be any worry tonight. Usually if you're up that high, you got more than enough power. K6USY.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. And Bill, by the way, Bill, I thought you had 222, but we haven't heard you check in lately. I know your fearless partner Mike sold all his stuff, but that doesn't keep you from checking in. Over.
No, I never have been on 220. Never have and don't care about it. Go ahead.
Oh, for some reason I had you on 222. I'm sorry about that. No worries. We could use you. We only had 8 check-ins last night, getting pretty thin.
There's somebody underneath us trying to check in. I don't know who it is. Maybe it's LA.
Not on this band.
It is. I'm hearing them right now.
I'll give him a call.
Kilo 6, Victor Bravo, go.
I hear you, Dave. Stand by. K6BBG 971. You have you.
Roger, roger. In and out.
There's got to be one heck of an inversion right now, Mike, because Rob is pinning my meter.
Which Rob? This one up here?
Yeah, up on the hill. He's got my ICOM, all of the red bars all the way to the top.
Well, he got the 4,000 watt amplifier in the mail yesterday from Ukraine, didn't he?
Maybe a 40,000 watt amplifier.
Yeah, I wish. KM6SR.
I moved my antenna off of you. I'm due north now, and you're still 40 over.
Well, I'm pointed over toward where we would normally start. I know we weren't going to hear anything from W6QUI or KM6EIV over there in Tascadero. We don't have anybody south on 1296, so I'll go right over to KW6S, who isn't there again tonight.
But Ron's not going to be on tonight?
Well, maybe. I forgot. Maybe he does do 1296. I guess you should go check and see if he's there. I forgot he does have 1296. My apologies.
Yeah, I talk to him every Tuesday night. Then I switch. I got my antenna coming around. Then I switch and talk to Joe and Ralph there. And there was some other guy on I could barely hear. Oh, where are we here? 270 coming around. Oh. W6QUI coming around on you there, Ron. W6QUI about there. AA6S. You ready? W6S. Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday or one of those days, if you're going to be around, we can let me know what time. I did figure out that because I've got that ATS something or other antenna on the car, that Yaesu thing, and the radio run on 6 and 2 meters and 440. I run the thing down to the 6-meter position, jump the cable, plug it into my handheld. Man, the repeaters are just rock solid. So good on 2 meters and 440. Go ahead. I'll be able to use simplex on 2 meters. It should get out pretty good from in that area, just being on simplex. But the thing actually works good. I thought to myself, how am I going to get on 2 meters so I could get a hold of it on 2 meters simplex or something? And dawned on it, and it does work. 440 and 2 meters and 432, and it does. The signal is absolutely rock crushing, so that's good to know that antenna does work. All I can do is I just unplugged the cable out of the transmitter and put a jumper on and came over to my handheld, and it worked fine. Ron, go ahead.
W6PBS, are you here, Frank?
Yes.
Are you hearing him?
Yeah, they're both there. Down up to 6 meters, but
I went all the way around. I couldn't find a trace.
Yeah, I'm 40 through.
When Bill gets done talking to him, I'll tell him to turn in a direction to call you.
No, don't worry about it. I went all the way around. I'm not going to hear him. I can hear Bill.
40 FM, but I do have sideband on 6 meters and 10 meters and all that stuff. Go ahead.
K6NYC from K6WRES in Placerville.
I hear you, K6WMIS. Stand by a second, Paul. We're just finishing up with a Tascadero here. We'll be with you in a minute. K6WIS 637 K6MYC toward the Bay Area, more or less.
Well, I know what to do here.
You're pushing it good right now. You're 5
Where is it?
KW6S, are you around tonight? K6MYC. anybody else in the Bay Area, K6MYC, QRZ Bozo Net.
There's lots of us over here, Mike. How do you do? W6PQL with W6JNN, KB6WFC, and you've already got K6WIS.
Okay, I heard you have WB6JNN and KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Is that correct?
That's right. Yep, that's who we got over here so far.
Roger, roger.
Good evening, WB6JNN.
Good evening, Jim.
So how was it, Mike, PQL or JNN?
That was JNN. We also have PQL. Okay, go ahead again, Jim. You got covered. And then we have Mike in here also. We'll turn up a little more and see if we can hear Mike. WB6JNN, good to hear you. We missed you last night. K6MYC, over.
I only have 220 right now. Yeah, okay. I said, how was the signal from the Tascadero tonight?
You say you're hearing a Tascadero?
No, I was asking how you were hearing them.
Well, I'm not hearing them at all, but Frank, W6BBS, is hearing them, and so is AA6S, over.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I've heard him, I think, on 2 meters. I don't know about this band, but anyway. All right, WB6JNN.
Okay, now let me turn up a little further. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. KB6 WFC Daly City. No, he's not. Well, yes, he is in Daly City.
Hello, there we go.
KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. K6MYC calling and listening. You there, Mike?
9% now. Anyway, you're loud and clear here. I'll head towards LA and see if I can pick up go. So we're going to hold you on the phone there, Ron. W6QUI, AA6S. Good hearing you, over.
He's in there, Mike. Did you hear him?
No, not a peep. I didn't hear a peep. Was that again, Mike? Mike, give me a longer call. I can swish the antenna back and forth. I may be out of calibration slightly. Here, go ahead.
Nothing heard, Mike?
Well, yeah, but I've got QR Mary. I can hear the Tascadero connection there. AA6S is working at Tascadero, and I can hear Mike Bill off the back. So I think I'm hearing Mike. Okay, try it one more time, Mike. Let's see if I can get your call. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie 775. Go ahead. Roger, roger. Boy, you're about Q3 to 4 and S0, but we got you. Charlie Mike 87 and KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, we copied all of that. Thank you. I just have to be pointed right at you. We don't have any margin, obviously, with your location or something. I'm not sure what the limitation is. Maybe your antennas are not very high. For a long time, you had them in the house. I assume they're up on the roof now and in the clear, but you're still not very high, and that seems to be the limitation. You're not just not getting over the hill well. Anyway, good evening to you. Thanks for checking in here on 1296, Mike.
LA right now.
AB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, Daly City, 73 K6MYC, over. I didn't hear him come back, Mike. Bill. Jim, sorry. W6PQL. I did not hear him come back.
Okay, he didn't transmit. Are you done, Mike, over there in Daly City?
Yeah, I don't have anything further, but thank you.
Okay.
He says, you're about Q3 and sometimes not quite that, but you're both hearing each other about the same. Okay, back to you, Mikey.
Oh, you mean he's only copying me Q3? Lordy, I don't know what 600 watts can do. I thought he'd be hearing me a little better.
Yeah, a little better probably, but he's missing a word here and there.
Yeah, well, I guess we don't have the best night in the world here. I don't know where Ed has been the last couple of nights. Ed, are you here, WA6AXX, over? Nothing heard from Ed. KT2G, K6MYC. How about you, Mark? KD6SOK. How about you, Fred? KD6 Sugar Oscar Kilo. Fred? KB6BA. Kilo Bravo 6 Bravo Alpha. KB6BA. Over. Well, thank God for the regulars, huh, Jim?
Yeah. Well, Ed's usually in here. He'll probably be in here a little bit later. He has been showing up on the late side.
727.
Who's been coming in late, Jim?
Ed, wasn't he coming in late the last couple of times?
Well, he didn't even show up at all last night. I didn't hear him on 6 or 2.
Okay. I didn't hear him on 6 either, but I thought I heard him on 2. All righty. Well, hopefully he will.
All righty. You going to go down and get QUIW?
Yeah, I'm going to get him at 8 o'clock, and then I'll come back on frequency and let you know yay or nay, just like I did last night.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Jim. And we're going to go up to N6R in Oakley and W6SSW in Discovery Bay now. 73 is the Bay Area, K6MYC.
727.
I hear you, Mike. 727. WA6AAJ, K6MYC.
Hello, Mike. Roger. Thanks for checking me in.
Okay. By the way, beacons are up at Frank's place on 2 bands now. We got the beacon on 2 meters, 144.275. And 432 is 432.275. If all goes according to plan, we'll have all the beacons on 275. So all you have to do is find the band and then tune to 275, and you should hear the beacons. But he turns them off at just before he starts the net, so they don't interfere here on the net. And they're on most of the time during the daytime. Right now, we're not running them at night. Over.
Okay, very good. I'll give it see how I can hear them.
Now, they were in there today, but I noticed he shut them off about 6 o'clock this evening.
Okay, no problem. I'll check it out.
On the long term, we'll have them on probably longer, but right now we're just keeping them on separate radios, and it's a little more current drain than we want.
Just those 2 bands?
No, we'll have 222. We're waiting for a transverter to show up for 222. And there'll have to be some modifications and repairs done to it. It's damaged, but we may have to buy a different crystal for it. So it may be, I'm guessing maybe a month or 2 before we get 222 running. 1296 could be quicker. That transverter is functional. We just have to get it N6RO, not N6, KR60. Robert KR60 at our plant has one. And he's just got to find it. It's buried away in his storeroom somewhere. And he's been looking for that along with it. TS 271, 471. What is it? What's the number of the Kenwood, Frank?
847.
No, the one you're getting from Jim Peak down there. I'm sorry, the one you're getting from Robert.
Talking about a Kenwood.
The one you're getting from Robert.
Oh, I don't even remember what it is.
Oh, it's a TR751, Mike. TR751.
Okay, very good. Yeah, that sounds like a good thing.
Yeah, and then right now he's using the FT847. That's overkill because it's got all the bands. We're just going to use, if we have to use them at all, we use single band radios for these things and transverters. Over.
Okay, all on off the grid, huh?
Yeah, Well, Frank's never been on the grid. He doesn't have a power pole there. They wanted $130,000 to put a pole pig on his property.
Yeah, well, those guys, you know, they don't do nothing for free.
It wasn't $130, and it wasn't $1,300, and it wasn't $13,000. It was $130,000.
How long was the extension?
15 feet.
You got to be kidding me.
No, he's got PG&E on the property. I think they probably had to put a pole pig there, and then the extension was probably about 200 or 300 feet.
That's still a lot of money. Well, that's a lot per foot.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Sounds like they didn't want to do it.
Yeah, that's right. They don't want to do it, and so they got the big royal Italian salute, and Frank went off the grid. I'm off the grid, too, except I still keep the grid when we have foggy days. I don't have quite enough solar panel right now.
Okay, yeah, I got a letter in the mail, and AT&T is going up asking the PUC to disconnect the landlines in a big area that I happen to be in.
Wow.
KC5 712.
KC5DTU 712. Good evening, Curie.
Good evening, Mike, and good evening, Mike. So, heard you in there.
Hi, Jerry.
Good evening, Kerry. KC5DTU, KM6SRR.
KM6SRR, KC5DTU, and company. How's everything going tonight?
Going good. You got your little portable heater with you. You don't necessarily need him too much right now, but this is the time when he's probably anxious to be out there, over.
Can't shake him, Rob. Can't shake him. He comes hunting.
Roger, roger.
Okay, back to you, Mike. Anything interesting on your end today?
I have an appointment on Thursday at 10. And so somewhere around noon, we should be able to coordinate with you if you can get free.
Okay, I thought it was going to be Friday. Laura has an appointment on Thursday.
Well, it wouldn't have changed your appointment. No, it's February 1st, and it's at 10. No worries. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Okay, well, I'll see what time we get out and everything, and make contact with you on your shoe phone.
That'll be good.
Okay, I'll turn it back to you, sir. KC5DTU.
Thanks for the big updates yesterday.
No problema, no problema. We'll keep you our ears to the doorknob, and if we hear anything else, we'll let you know.
Well, apparently, Lloyd Austin was seen in the boardroom with the president here in the last day or so. He said something. He said about 3 words, I guess, something about he was sorry about the folks that were killed, and he said about 5 words related to that, and then he launched into how he was doing with his other issue, his prostate cancer. But I didn't hear it, and the guys that I talked to didn't give me very much feedback on it.
Yeah, Roger. Well, we'll just keep an eye on it, the inside scoop that I heard was that he was there planning a false flag, something to go off. They were planning to blow up something in the Ukraine and blame it on Russia, and it all backfired on him. So that could be the reason he was taken out.
Yeah, well, we'll just have to keep an eye on it. Apparently, the people that saw him seemed to think it was him, and not a double. But I don't think they know what he looks like well enough to know for sure. I think I could tell, because when I have to see him on the screen, I have to look up real close, and I've got some pretty good facial identity features that I can pick out if he ever comes on when I see him.
Just be careful. You know how all those people look alike.
Yeah, what is is that with you guys?
Well, I can tell, that's for sure.
I know you can. Okay. Good to hear you, though, and we'll be in touch. Let me know about. I think I'm going to be clear after about 11:30.
Okay, I'll let you know.
All righty. Only thing I'm going to try to get done that day is a haircut.
We double with somebody?
Oh, that was me. I was just asking for retaliation if Biden will take out that Iranian spy ship.
Boy, I tell you what, we're walking on eggs right now, Mike.
Well, the way to do this is not to do any of the taking out of people or anything. You just, first of all, you shut down their oil shipments. Somebody said you could take out the refineries without losing a lot of lives, but I don't think you even have to do that. You just shut down and you reimpose all the sanctions that we had on them at first, and you make them stick.
Well, I understand that we don't control the money anymore, so we can't do that. And Biden has succeeded in giving them all of their money back.
Now they're still making money from the oil shipments.
I rest my case.
Those green guys don't want them to blow up the oil because of the, mess it would make.
Well, I tell you, I'd hate to be in Europe right now depending on Iranian oil.
Well, there's a lot of other things that we did, that Trump did, that held them in check for quite a while. Anyway, we don't want to do the bombing and the bad stuff because that gets us closer to the war that we don't want to be in. We don't need another one of those two things going on right now that we don't really want to be involved in, and that would be a third one. We don't want that either. Anyway, there's ways to get to put the clamps on the Iranians if we just instigate some of the stuff that Trump did, but he ain't gonna do that. He's going to screw up whatever it is that he's going to do.
Roger that. Okay, I'll let you get back to the net there before we get in too deep here.
Okay, KW6S. Tom, are you there?
KW6S, I'm here.
Well, good deal. Let me get back your way. Give me some chatter, and we did have a rotor failure on Sunday night, as you know. We're recalibrated now. We're running again, but I may be out of calibration slightly, so give me some chatter.
Okay, yeah, I just got done. K6ZMW and I were trying CW tonight, and he's hearing me now, but I'm still not quite getting him. So we spent some time on that, and then we had a bit of a debrief afterwards on the phone, and so I got here a little bit late. So hopefully you found me, although I was hearing you in really good shape before you did anything here. K6MYC, KW6S.
You're talking about K6ZMW, Joe Cadwaller?
Yeah, we were trying to do 1296 on CW, and he was hearing me, but I couldn't quite make him out.
Yeah, okay, good. I think he's got a preamp up there and a very, very short feed line, and they may be hearing better than you are. I think you both have the same power now.
I don't think he's running his full power because he's on, I think he said something, he's on a 110 outlet, and he wanted to get things rewired for 220 for his particular power supply would do a little more power. But yeah, I do definitely have probably 3 dB more feed line loss than he does.
Yeah, okay, well, it sounds like it should be pretty close. You'll make it. Good luck with that, and of course we'll see you tomorrow night. We missed you on 222 and 6 meters on Monday.
Yeah, we had a dinner guest, and by the time she left, the nets were all over.
All over the tablecloth, were they?
No, but It was getting too late to come in and try to find if anybody was still on. But, it should be here tomorrow night without any problem.
Good enough. Yeah, we were here till about 9:30 on 6. All righty. 7-3, Tom, and I'll go right on up to the north of Bay. Anybody else in the Bay Area? Let me go back into the Bay Area again one more time. Bay Area, WA6AXX at KT2G, K6KLY, KB6BA.
KB6BA, good evening.
Hey, there he is. We called you earlier but didn't hear you. Thank you, Oliver. Good to hear you tonight. Big, strong signal.
Yeah, I just got back from San Francisco. Went to a photonics trade show. Nice weather and getting ready for the deluge next couple of days. Over.
Yeah, I hope we're not just getting ready for nothing. Hope this atmospheric river shows up like it's supposed to. Over.
Yeah, lots of overhyping events in the past.
Yeah, let's hope it's not an atmospheric creek or a drizzle.
Well, we're supposed to get half an inch to an inch one of these days. It'd be nice.
Yeah, that ain't very much, though, compared to what they're supposed to bring. Brought a lot more to the northwest and other places. Okay. Anyway, good to hear you. Thanks for being there. And we'll see you tomorrow night, of course. KB6BA, K6MYC, going up to Oakley. N6RO or W6SSW. N6RO, are you there? K6MYC. He's in a Zoom meeting or something. How about W6SSW?
Yeah, Whiskey 6, Sierra Whiskey 793, loud and clear. Man, Mike was really loud, Alpha Juliet, when he was pointed up this way.
Oh, okay, good. Mike, did you hear that? WA6AAJ. He may have gone down the band to work. The guy's in L.A. now. He's probably down on 090 right now, Steve. Anyway, give me a little chatter. Let me get you peeked in here since I'm out of calibration, supposedly, here. Over.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Here we're loud and clear in the Bay Area. Great copy, and actually pretty good conditions of the valley here, I think.
Too quick for me.
But yeah, you were strong in most directions on this band.
Okay. You're not staying on long enough for me to sweep back and forth, but it looks like it's right about here, so we'll leave it alone. You're easier to peak on than I would be because I'm strong and I'm running 600 watts and you're not. So I think this is, but you drop away to nothing when I go to 310 and you drop away to nothing at 290. So 300 seems to be the number.
Okay, yeah. No bounce needed this time. I'm a little bit east, but not much. But you're 5 and 9 at the peaks here.
Yeah, seems to be some warble and some flutter. Hey, Rob, what time is it?
4:02 Zulu.
Okay, so we should move on so I get to Nevada here by 4:05 or 4:08. So let me go up to very quickly into the Sacramento area. We should have N6RZJ and a few others on tonight. Good evening for now, and have Ken check in. We'll come back briefly on the way back today. Over.
Okay, roger that.
Thank you, Steve. should be awfully close. KR6MR or KW6T, KW6T, KR6MR. KW6T, KR6MR, K6MYC, calling and listening. Yeah, I heard you, John, but you're too fast for me. You got to give me longer chime to peak on you. Give me a long call, about 10, 15, 20 seconds at least, John. But it's pretty good tonight. I think it'll be Q3 anyway. KR6MR, KR6MR, K6MYC. About 20 seconds, over. May have been you or somebody else. I wasn't sure. I just got the tail end of that. KR6MR. Is this better? K6MYC. Over. Okay, now I got you. I was hearing W6PQL, and that's why your voice was wrong. The voice was wrong. I was peaking on him and not on you. Okay, that's pretty good. That's Q3, I think, John. KR6MR. Let's see what you sound like now that I'm pointed at you. K6MYC, Delta Mike 07, Bozo Net. There's quite a bit of QSB, and I hear some words very clearly, and then other words are gone. So there's very rapid QSB, but it's about Q3 anyway. But strong as I've heard you, this is the best I've heard you consistently. Although it's not as steady as it was last week, the peaks are stronger, so a little difference in propagation this week. Good to hear you, John, and it's beginning to pay off for all your work there. You're certainly better on all the other bands and pretty good here. We just need to have a little more goo from you. Goo is power, of course. KR6MR, K6MYC standing by for KW6T, KW6T. How about you, Ross? N6RZJ, N6RZJ. How about you, Dan?
Hey, Mike, N6RZJ, Bozo 939. I think I've got you peaked in about the best I can get you tonight. You were stronger at other times, but I will rattle on here for a moment in hopes that you're able to copy me and here. Anyway, this is N6RZJ.
Break where you got a minute, Mike.
Bozo 939 and Paradise, Charlie Mike 99. Up here trying to get you a signal, Mike. Any copy, Mike? Go ahead.
Yeah, solid copy, Dan. Solid copy from Charlie Mike 99. It's a fluttery, not real stable. It's not, that's kind of watery sounding, but it's very good copy. I didn't miss a word except when I was turning antenna when I lost you. I went too far to the north and too far to the south, but we peaked you here. So we got you, and it's good, nice to hear you back in here again, 939. That's 939 N6RZJ, Rob, over.
Yeah, Roger. Good copy, Mike. It's very, very watery, like you were saying. Watery and a little bit of up and down, but good. Actually, last night and really strong. Sounded good tonight. Doing about 250 watts. So I'm surprised it's not better than it is. But the pitch is right on the ground, so it is what it is. At least we do have the communication here, over and over.
Yeah, no, we will always have to comm from you. Some nights will be better than others, but tonight it's really unstable. The air is, tropo is very unstable. It's QSB every second or two. All right, let me let you go. I should be up to Nevada and catch the Nevada boys. It's right on the peak of the Nevada. What do you got, about 410, Rob?
408.
408. I got to go to Nevada. Here we go. 7-3, Dan. And keep an ear out. You did not hear KW6T, did you, Dan?
I did not. I did not. I heard N6RO just popping there. Good evening to you. I will listen for KW6T.
Now, he's supposed to have the antenna, but he might not have gotten it up in the air over the last couple of days. He may not have gotten it in the air, but he should be on. He's got the signal, he's got the feed line, he's got the transmitter and all the rest of that. So keep an ear out, and thanks for the word on N6RO. You did hear, give me a Roger, you did hear N6RO, Roger?
I believe that was him checked in right underneath you. I also did hear John earlier, very loud. We had the Q34 time.
Okay, we've got him written in. We'll go back and get him later. I got to go to Nevada, 70s freeze. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow on 2 meters. Ken 6RZJ, A6MYC going to Nevada.
Break.
Go ahead, break.
Yeah, Mike, Bill called me and wanted you to check in Joe, K6ZMW, and Ralph, K6TSK.
Roger, we'll do that. Thanks very much, Mike. By the way, W6SSW, Steve in Discovery Bay said you were very strong earlier.
Oh, cool.
What was that, Frank?
272.
Oh, there's 272, very strong on 1296. Good evening, Daniel.
Roger, roger, I'll stand by.
Okay. I got you, Daniel. Good to hear you. N6, KE7UQL, good strong signal. Give me some more chatter, and I'll peek on you if there's anything more to get. I'm pretty close on calibration. We got the rotator fixed today. Frank got the rotor fixed. We found a broken wire in one of the junction boxes. N6, KE7UQL, K6MYC, over.
Roger, roger. This is 272, KE7UQL. Calling from Delta Mike 09, Delta Mike 09, Delta Fox. How do you have me now? This is KE7UQL, over.
Yeah, we got you. KE7UQL, K6MYC, Delta Mike 09, Delta Fox, got you 100%. By the way, the beacons are up and running during the day. The beacons are on during the day on 2 meters and 432. They're on 432 275, 432 275, and 144 275. And when we get the transverter and all for 220, it'll be on 222 275, and 1296 will be on 1296.275. So there you go. But 2 and 432 are up and running on the during the daytime hours. Over.
Roger, roger. Thank you. I'll get those numbers later. Quick message about my 222 amp. I got the Guardian relay open, and I put paper on the contacts. Over.
Okay, not paper on them. You just rub them on the contacts, and then did it fix it?
I have not tried it. I'll save that for Monday. I'll save it for Monday. I'll use the amplifier on Monday. Roger.
Roger, roger. Okay, well, just, to close the contacts either electrically or manually, close the contacts that way, and then draw the paper back and forth through the contacts. Over.
Roger, roger. That was done. I think it was successful. I was drawing a little pencil line on the paper. I could see a line on the paper. Over.
Yeah, sounded like you had a little carbon in there. Very good, very good. Well, hopefully that fixed. I'm glad you got the cover of the Guardian off. And if you need another Guardian, I have a couple, like I say. Good deal, Daniel, and you're holding up beautifully. This is the best I've heard 1296 in a long time from you up there. Is Larry on tonight?
We'll give him a chance to go. This is KE7UQL standing by.
Is Larry on tonight? Larry in there?
Larry, you want to give Mike a call? Go ahead. No answer on this end, Mike.
Oh, that's a shame because you're so strong. Anybody else want to make a contact with Daniel, KE7UQL and DMO9? Go ahead now, please. Oh, aren't you hearing him, Rob?
No, I kind of gave up. I'm kind of bouncing back between the online and you. Over.
Okay, he's roaring in here, so you should try again for Daniel. Yeah, he's good. Got a good signal here. Let me call Larry in the meantime. N7WT, N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango. Okay, 6MYC in the group, calling and listening. Mitchell Larry fell asleep there. He was very excited about being on tonight, and I told him we'd be there right around this time, so we were on time for a change. Over. Okay, nobody else hearing. I don't have some of the locals in here, and I guess Frank doesn't have enough. He's got too much dirt in the way here. Frank, you're not hearing Daniel.
Mike, I'm not hearing anything from up there, and I didn't hear hardly anything out of the Bay Area. Up around 325, that stuff in there, I heard those guys a little bit, but I'm not hearing much anything tonight. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's weird. N6R is running 250 watts, so he's pretty strong down here. Watery, up and down with QSB, but he was very steady in terms of readability.
Yeah, roger that. Well, my brain is telling me that this worked better when I had 2 antennas than 4, so I've already got it in my head that over the next few days I'm going to try to get them down and do some rechecking and see, do I have an issue or is it just my location?
Who is that? Is that you, Daniel, or is that Larry? Go ahead again. Go again. K6MYC standing by. Over. Okay, 7-3. You're down at the moment, but still Q3. Readability 3. 73s, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow on 2 meters. I'm sorry we missed Larry tonight. 73s, Daniel, KE7UQL, 73, K6MYC in the gang. Going back to Sacramento.
Roger, QSL, KE7UQL, good night.
Yeah, now you're roaring up again. Good conditions tonight. Sounds good. I haven't made any changes here, so it's just the band. Thank you, Daniel. And we'll go back to Sacramento and see if we can hear KW6T. 7-3 for now. K6MYC going back to about 340.
Hey, Mike, I heard Daniel, that's on KM6SRR.
McCall.
Is he running any smoke at all?
No, he's low power. You're way over him.
Okay. KE7UQL. KE7UQL. Daniel, this is KM6SRR.
Any copy on Rob, KE7UQL? Any copy on Rob? Over.
I went to listen to the laptop. This is KE7UQL. Go ahead, Rob.
Try it now, Rob.
KE7UQL. KE7UQL. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo. Over.
Okay, very light, but I do hear Rob. I do hear him. He is very light. KE7UQL.
He said he got you, but very light, Rob.
Yeah, I heard some very light, but he's down the noise for me. Okay, thanks, Mike. KM6SR, standing by.
Yeah, no, Daniel's doing well tonight, very strong. Okay, 7-3 again, Daniel. Okay, 6MYC. I'm going back to 335, 337, KW6T, Russ, I wonder if you got the antenna up today. K6MYC, calling and listening. Okay, nothing heard. in your direction one more time if you're still listening there, John. This is back toward you again. KR6MR, K6MYC, 73 John, 73. Okay, he's gone QRT also. Let me go back and get N6RO. He apparently did check in. Let me go get our N6RO here. N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC.
NYC, N6RO, over.
Yeah, a little weak, but we got you. We checked you in. Apparently N6R's Jay heard you earlier underneath me. I didn't hear you. You're not your normal bodacious self there. What's up?
Must be just the band. I'm late because I had a Zoom meeting tonight.
Yeah, that's what I said. I bet Ken's got a Zoom meeting. No worries. Stand by a second and let's see if there's anybody else here. Mike, WA6AAJ, are you copying? Are you copying Ken up there in 6RO?
No, I might not be directly on him.
Well, right about 300 plus or minus a couple of degrees. How about you, Rob?
Nah, this is the antenna setup. It doesn't work very good. I can't find him, over.
Okay, just got to make a longer transmission, Ken, and there's a couple of guys that probably you could hear if they can find you. And Steve had a good signal, but not his normal booming signal. So the conditions to you are good, but not great. Conditions to Nevada were really, really good from Daniel tonight. N6 Radio Oscar Oakley, K6MYC in the Bozo Net.
Roger. I forgot what I was going to say, but I did hear AHA momentarily, but not readable. I moved the antenna a little bit, and you're peaking now, moving the S meter, so Q5 all the way. Over.
Yeah, you're up too. I've got the antenna right on you. We did find the reason that things weren't rotating the other day. We had a broken wire in one of the junction boxes. It had broken loose from the tower, and it was swinging in the breeze. The box was full of water, and the strain relief on one end of the box had the cable loose, and it was rotating around in there. And one of the big rotor DC leads was broken, so it was an easy fix. Over.
Well, we had a similar fix or diagnosis today on another system. The 80-meter quad loops had an open circuit in the control cable. The relays were good, the coax was good, but we couldn't control the switching network that converts it from phone to CW. So we found bad connections or suspect places on the control cable where mice or some rodent had chewed into it, but we couldn't find the open. So we're just going to replace the whole thing with some sprinkler wire. That's my story of the day.
Yeah, either that or put the whole thing inside a sprinkler tubing. You can use the thin wall PVC, the white PVC 3/4 inch stuff. That would be another protection if you have that problem. I don't have anybody biting into mine. The only guy that eats into my cables is Murphy. Over.
Well, Murphy travels well from your place to mine.
I know he does. The bastard's got route down pat, doesn't he?
The significant thing we did today, or Gary did anyway, was put a substantial copper strip, 6 inches wide of copper. So now every radio and amplifier and whatever needs to be grounded is now grounded. So we hope that clears up some of the interstation interference.
Yeah, boy, that's some serious low inductance cable there. 6 inch wide copper strap. That's good. If that don't do it, ain't nothing going to do it. And that'll take a big lightning hit too, and it won't melt.
Probably so. Well, NA60, he's got a lot of experience in that when dealing with Lawrence Livermore big projects. So
Good to have him on the team.
Yeah, very good. Now let's see if Mike, have you found a good signal on Ken yet?
N6RO, N6RO, Ken, this is WA6, AAJ, Delta Mike 06, you're Q5 right now, over.
AAJ, I could hear you much, but you're about Q3.
He's real loud here. Roger the Q3. Okay, I thought I was pointed at you. That's the best I can do. N6RO, WA6AAJ, Delta Mike 06.
Yeah, okay, I moved my antenna just a little bit, and now you're Q5. Good to hear you, 73, N6RO.
Roger that. Yeah, you came up quite a bit there. N6RO, WA6AAJ, back to net.
Okay, you had another caller, Mike. Listen for Steve, W6SSW. Go ahead, Steve.
WA6AAJ, you're back up to spot 9 like you were earlier in the net. You're talking to Mike, and you were blasted up here. So yeah, you definitely found the spot up here towards the Delta. W6SSW.
Hello, Steve, W6SSW, WA6AAJ. Yeah, you're a good 5 and 7 right now, 5 and 7, and Delta Mike 06.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, good trip up here to Charlie Mike 97, Mike.
Okay, Steve, thanks for the contact.
Okay, how about you, Rob? Did you find a spot now?
Yeah, I heard a little bit from Ken. N6RO, Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, over.
Over to you, Ken.
I didn't hear much at all.
Rob's running about 120 watts. You've got a little bit more power, but he's copying you, but apparently it's not real good. Neither one of you or Steve are very strong here. Steve's got Mike a lot stronger than he normally would be. Steve is quite weak in here at the moment. So the conditions to me and maybe over here on this side where Rob and I are is not as good. Try it one more time, Rob.
Yeah, when Ken was pointing to AAJ, I heard him a little better there. N6RO, Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, over.
Wow, yeah, he's rough. KM6SRR, are you copying Whiskey 6 Sierra Whiskey at all? Turned a little more east and got you, but you have been stronger on this band, over.
Steve came back to you, Rob.
Yeah, I heard something down in the noise, but it sounded deeper like Ken's voice, over.
No, it was Steve, but he's only running 10 watts, so Steve's got a power differential between you and Steve. Rob's got about 120 there.
Yeah, I'm just barely copying him, so I'm sure he's not going to be able to pull me out. But like I said, he has been stronger up this way on this band, just not tonight, over.
It'll get better as he improves the station there. He's making headway. He's not very far from total retirement here. Then he'll be able to get things done quicker on his end. All right, very good. Anybody else before we call it a night here? I think we've got about all we're going to get out of the area. I might go to the Bay Area one more time for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get on out of here. K6MYC and the Bozo Net. Anybody? Quiet on the Western Front. Okay, let me go into the Bay Area one more time.
Peter. Hey, Dick, I missed a call sign on somebody you were going to come back to just before you went up to Nevada.
Earlier in the net, too, when he pointed up this way, it really surprised me.
Problem is lack of light.
And by Rob. The guy just before we went up to Nevada was N6RZJ. That's Dan. N6 Radio Zanzibar, Juliet 939, Rob.
Yeah, I got him. It was right after him, I think.
Turning back and forth, trying to maximize those guys.
Yeah. Well, I don't know who it was because I didn't work any. I called KW6T, but he wasn't in there tonight.
I'm sorry, Jim. You said what the instruction?
Okay, just trying to not have to listen to the whole online stuff again. Over.
No, you got them all. Just one up there from Nevada tonight. Daniel was the only one.
Thanks, Steve. Okay, thank you.
Roger.
Okay, down into the Bay Area. Last call, Bozo Net. Late checks are missed in the Bay Area. KD6SOK, KT2G, K6KLY, maybe a couple of others. WA6AAXX, K6MYC, calling and listening.
KD6 Google. Good evening. Strong signal here.
Oh, everybody's in there all of a sudden. Okay. I was here earlier. Okay, I got at least two of you, K22G and KD6SOK, K6MIC. Fred, you take it, and then we'll get it up to Mark. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, you were hitting S9 there. Good S9 on the last transmission. A little fluttery sometimes, but I think that's an airplane going overhead. It's getting windy up here. It's like a storm's going to start moving in pretty soon. But you sound pretty good. So how are you doing today? Over to you.
Well, we got both rotator problems fixed. We just changed out the box on the EME system completely. The box was dead. I'm going to take it in and have them look at it. And this one here was just a broken wire on the 2-meter, 1296 6-meter system. In the barn here, broken wire. A cable had gotten loose in the wind, and it was rotating inside the housing, and it twisted the cable until the wire to the rotor broke over.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of torque on those towers, especially with the wind, and it just tears up wires and cables really easily. Well, at least you got it fixed. You sound good. You can move around, and solid S9 signals tonight. Really good on 1296, Mike.
Yeah, thank you. No, you're doing fine now. And no, it wasn't the tower. It was just the cable came loose. I had it sitting on the tilt fixture. There's a junction box there, and I had it sitting on that, but it ripped the cable. The wind came strong on one day sometime in the last week or so, and knocked the cable off of there, knocked the junction box off of the tilt fixture, and it was just dangling, so the wire and the water was just running down the cable and right into the box. It was totally full of water when we opened it over.
Was there electronics in the box?
Just a junction, between two cables. It's just a junction box, that's all it is. But if it gets too wet, then I don't get good pulses.
Right. Well, at least there's no circuit boards in there or electronics. That's a good thing.
No, it's just a terminal strip is all that's in there. But the cables wandering back and forth, it twisted. The stream relief on one of the cables was loose, and so the cable was just, as the cable would flop around in the wind, the cable was rotating inside the box, and of course it was terminated into a terminal strip, and eventually it just twisted the wire off.
Yeah, that sounds, well, I can picture that pretty well now, so, hey, that's pretty cool. Well, I'm glad you have it fixed, because you got a great signal and coming in really good tonight, considering how windy it is outside, and on conditions like tonight, and, the signals always vary on 1296, but so, you sound great, Mike. Man, good to hear you, and have a great evening. KD6SOK.
Yeah, thank you, Fred, and we'll see you perhaps tomorrow night. You might check in under the rainy conditions. Good to hear you, and your fine copy here. It was a nice warm day here. We had intermittent cloud cover. It wasn't totally sunny, but it was quite warm. I think we were in the low 70s somewhere. So just a wonderful work day outside, which I did a little work outside. I raked a lot of leaves and did a little cleanup around, and just a lot of picking up. And I did mow a bit. I went up and mowed and rattled my teeth loose on the gopher hulls. So we mowed and mowed and mowed for about 2 hours, and then we came in and raked leaves. all the leaves have finally fallen off the oak trees now. There's nothing left up there, so I decided I would wait until we're all done. Rather than raking 15 times, I'm going to rake one big pile one time. Over.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, you're doing pretty well for your age. That's great, though, that you stay pretty active. That's really wonderful. And yeah, it was a warm day. That really surprised me. It was almost 70.
Yeah, very nice working weather. Perfect. All right, let you go, Fred, but great to hear you. Let's get Mark in here and see how he's doing. And there may be one other. Was there another one beside Mark? Another third station? Go ahead. Maybe it was just you two. Okay, Mark, over to you. KT2G, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, KT2G here. Yes, had a good weekend on trying out a 10-meter homemade antenna on field day. I went up here on the hills just outside my home, and with just 10 watts, I got to Japan. That made me happy, and I biked back home. So that was essentially a portable station. And the situation on 10 meters is great. So what I'll do is I'll take this vertical that I built. It's a homemade vertical. Essentially, it's a vertical dipole, and I'll take it back to Europe next time I'm over there in March, and see that with both the band conditions and this antenna that finally works on 10 meters, hopefully I'll get back all the way here to California and K6MYC, Kilo Tango to go.
Yeah, Roger, what frequency do you hang around on 10?
I mean 28.3 something and up to 28.4.
Okay, between 350 and 4. Okay, very good. And you're sounding good here this evening. Good to hear you. And when are you going to Europe again?
At some point, the propagation towards Japan just opened. I mean, I could hear them as if they were next door. And not everyone could hear me, but I did get one contact. I was extremely happy.
Yeah, it's funny they couldn't hear you. What were you running for power?
Well, I was just running 10 watts, right, off of a battery. It was with an IC705. But and you know, there were tie-ups, of course, that I couldn't go through.
Okay, ICAM 705. Yeah, that's a big limiting factor, yeah. Okay. Well, according to Ken, N6RO, the contest station, they thought the conditions to Asia and Japan were very good. I think they worked 600 stations on 10 meters in Japan. They had at least 600 QSOs into JA over that last weekend. Over.
Yeah, I mean, I was just there for the fun and for the sunshine, but I was extremely happy that I actually got to.
Yeah, very good, very good. Well, good to hear you. When are you heading back to Europe?
Mid-March. Mid-March, the week before me.
Okay, and give me your Bozo number, please.
Yeah, it's 863 to the Tango 2 Golf.
863. Got it all okay. Thanks, Mark. Anybody else copying Mark or Fred over there, go ahead. K6MYC.
Check out.
Go ahead. Good night, Frank.
Yeah, I'm going to shut down, Mike. Good night, W6PBS.
Okay. Anybody else before we close the net here? Bay Area, weak signal. Bay Area, late checks are missed. K6MYC Bozo Net.
No joy on W6QIW tonight. He wasn't there.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that. But we did get 21 check-ins, so not a bad night.
Yeah, that's a decent night, all right. Okay, Mike, we'll see you tomorrow. K6NYC W6PQL.
Actually, we got 23 check-ins. I'm sorry, I didn't get the K6TSK and K6ZMW written in here yet, although they did get worked by AA6S there. So pretty good night overall. 7-3 Jim, and we'll see you tomorrow. W6PQL, K6MYC. Rob?
Yeah, Mike, I guess I missed one there. I've got 22.
Well, I'm counting myself as 23. What's ZMW's number? Is it 217 or 271 or something?
817 ZMW.
817. I don't know why I got him such a low number. Okay. You still awake down there, Adam? Aaron? I guess Aaron's gone to put the kids to bed. Frank just checked out. Dave was in and out, K6VBG. So we did okay. We did 3 guys in the course gold area tonight.
Yeah, I think I've got, including you, I've got one more somewhere.
One more what?
Check-in.
Well, who would that be?
I don't know. I just got a score of 23, not including you. Over.
Well, maybe I missed one.
Well, it doesn't have to be perfect. I guess we'll just go with whatever I get. I have an issue because my computer's so long and the delay online that I get all messed up, and I'm trying to listen over live because you ask me questions every once in a while. I need to be able to hear you when you ask. Over.
Well, I'm looking at my list here, and I have one space that is open. So you're right. Your number's correct.
Okay, sounds good. We'll say good night to Mike, K6NYC, KM6SR, 73.
73, Rob. Good night all, K6NYC, pulling the cork.